MMH category. And by the way, Optimove here is a challenger. You can see us over here with this is the multi-channel marketing hubs. So it says here that what is an MMH? It's a digital marketing leaders use multi-channel marketing hubs to orchestrate contextually relevant experiences across complex journeys. Vendor emphasize unified customer profiles supported by predictive insights to drive personalized interactions. So they're talking about unified profiles and predictive insights and personalization. So some MMHs, Optimove included, have a very strong CDP-like data foundation, right? So I think from inside here, we probably have the strongest data foundation, but Emalsys has some of it, and Salesforce and Adobe are building a CDP. So I would say that's a part of it. So I think that ultimately what's going to happen, people on the right side will be here, and you'll still have kind of like on the left side, the core, data management CDPs will keep the name. I think that's who's going to keep the name or the category.
Pini, a question here from one of us. So Suresh asked this question, is that are CDPs more relevant for companies which have big data and unstructured data? And therefore, if they don't have technically big data, they don't really need a CDP? Or are CDPs going to be relevant for any organization which has any amount of data?
So that's an amazing question, because it's actually the next slide.
Awesome.
So you can see how those different capability layers, how different size businesses will basically build their tech stack, right? So here we're looking at the existence of like a data warehouse, a CDP, and an MMH, a multi-channel marketing hub, right? So you can see for a large enterprise that's been around for many years, right? Let's take a big American retailer or something like that. The data warehouse is there, and you can't take it out because it's, the business is going to die, right? It's doing a lot of important things. So what you do, you bolt on top of the data warehouse the CDP to basically give you the process data and single customer view. And then you got room for both of them, right? It's a very big company. They have very complex data needs. You got room for both the data warehouse and the CDP. Now, when the CDP is there, you can share data with multiple consumers of data, different vendors, different departments. You can solve different problems with logic and things like that. So you got room to keep this layer on top of the data, and you need it because you're fighting with the data warehouse. It's not giving you anything you need. You got complex data problems, and then you put the CDP here, and on top of the CDP, you got the MMH, right? And the CDP can, provide the MMH with some data, and and then the MMH is probably going to do some of the analytics and insights, or the CDP, depends, right? This division is not completely scientific, but the bottom line is that at a big enterprise, you're going to have all three of them, probably, right? Mature mid-market. So if you have a mature business that's like mid-market, right? So they're doing a few hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Or let's say, 200 million to 3 billion, right? Mature mid-market. In this situation, they may have a data warehouse, but it's not that complex, right? The business is not that old. They got a solid data warehouse. They feel pretty comfortable with it, right? It does a lot of things very well. So you can share the data from the data warehouse with the MMH, and sometimes you're not going to even need a CDP because they're like, yeah, we're cool, we got it, right? We've built the data warehouse 5 years ago, but we actually built it on, it's okay, right? On Teradata, or we build it on, BigQuery if we're lucky, and we start with BigQuery early on, or with the Snowflake. So we don't need a CDP. We're fine, right? It's not like the large enterprise that everything is very, cumbersome, and you need the CDP to sit on top of the data warehouse. And sometimes if you go to like the young mid-market, so a company that basically sets up and they already achieve a really nice scale, but they're a very young company, right? They're like, fuck it. They're just going to skip the data warehouse phase and start with the CDP, right? So the CDP is going to become the data warehouse, right? You don't need to go that far back. So that's basically how I see the division between, and obviously every company, it's not like it's like archetypes of solution stacks that you're gonna find.